many of them took 45 pass snaps, right, on an estimation. I'd say in those 45, he lost maybe 5 of those pass snaps. One was obviously the snap. There were a couple others where the guy didn't even touch Derek Carr, but he still lost, right? Obviously, I didn't even notice those snaps. We'll break the tape down, and we'll point those 5 snaps that he lost. Is losing 5 snaps the end of the world? It is not. But there's still 5 losing snaps. Offensive linemen should
between them, but over time, they've become friends.
50% of your snaps are right.
And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards. Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots. And in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside. And Dominic Wilkins with Larry Bird the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Thomas with the steal. Tremendous pass from Bird. He can do it all. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. First quarter, just over a minute played. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts, but you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed, they do. Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
Count it. Jordan's got 10 points in the game. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. Malone finds Lever. Johnson outside. Shot from 16. That ball. Great assist by Lever.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Able to throw it and get it. I think it was just had an Everett that caught that pass. It was early on in the game, first drive. And that was Chandler Jones that beat Rashawn Slater. But Rashawn Slater obviously didn't lose much to Chandler Jones. I see all the comments already saying Chandler Jones didn't play
Send it over to David Olson. Rashawn Slater was an all.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. Some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it, so what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Looking at who's out there now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for English. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever. Now, here is Abdul-Jabbar. Malone trying to break free. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch-up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
And Kareem working to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
A good one. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most all-star appearances by far in NBA history. Clark, and all-star in every season of his career except one. And in that year, he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right.
From deep three-point range, the West grabs the miss.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Johnson kicks to Malone. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game play. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. They get Dominic Wilkins.
You know, you can't go for this if you're the defense. I mean, once Malone has you in the air, it's over. You're done.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Daugherty, he's checked in for Bird. Ewing comes in for Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. And
Brandon Bolden had 2 catches for 21 yards. Right? I get it, he had a touchdown, great, but I don't know. I think Brandon, you know, and I didn't see Amir Abdullah play. I do think that he was so
Jordan gets it to go. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well.
Remarkable. Amazing and remarkable, right? Wow.
right. And so,
The offense coming pretty easy as we wrap up the first quarter. East All-Stars lead by 8.
22, the West.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
Cheeks is out there with Rivers. Then there's Daugherty. Then there's Ames. And it's Jordan in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. The West trails by 8. Johnson, the pass to McDaniel. Another spoon-fed basket for Magic. And the 6'8" forward from the Seattle Supersonics, Xavier McDaniel.
Now in year 3, he's got to be excited, making his very first All-Star appearance.
Strong player from Wichita State.
You know, the combination of size, speed, and length that Johnson has really pretty unique for a point guard.
First trip to the line for him here. And that one falls for Johnson. So Johnson hits 2 of them.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Here's Rivers. Off target from three-point range. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Star.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them. That might as well be a layup if you give him that much space.
Here's McDaniel. That ball. Great assist by Lever. Lever's got 3 assists now in this one.
Has Derek Carr ever thrown 3 interceptions? I don't know. I can't really think if he has. I'm sure he has at least once. But has Derek Carr
And the
ever
East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. Isaiah Thomas checked in for Brad North. Maguire checked in for the West. Here's Jordan. Olajuwon with the puck.
Well, Olajuwon is a ferocious defender and rim protector. Really excels at slapping shots away.
And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends. And, you know, so far I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after it.
Olajuwon, left side, on the mark with the 15-footer. Olajuwon's got 6 points.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their career. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
The second effort, the grace of Hakeem Olajuwon. Something special to see. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I'll tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Stevie Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
Here's Jordan. Michael Jordan showing the explosiveness that won in the dunk contest last night.
You cannot expect Thomas to miss a guy that open. I mean, he's got such a great eye for spotting shooters ready to shoot.
Lever left side. Johnson outside. Here's Olajuwon. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Jordan. And then Jordan slams it in. Wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous All-Stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. And Jordan sends it back.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys. Really insisting on getting to the rim, even against great opposition.
Johnson surveying the floor. Passes to Olajuwon. Over Thomas.
Jordan is an aggressive defender that excels at getting into his man and making things hard.
Michael Jordan getting it done for the East All-Star in this big game. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th.
That's the thing. I don't even think Brandon Bolden played this preseason.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the East All-Stars. They've led by as much as 10.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. it's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Brad Nelson. Lever is out there with Johnson. Then there's English. Then it's Olajuwon, and it's Malone in at the 4 slot. Here's Jordan. Oh, something to see.
Pretty artful.
I don't remember these plays, right? I don't know what Jordan's
Dribbling displayed by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
To the inside, Olajuwon. And then Olajuwon with the double.
That's what this team needs right now.
You're right, cutting the deficit with the one-handed flush. And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen. You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
And yes, it's good.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive looking for his shots.
Olajuwon drawing the double team. He can't get that one, so the East All-Stars will take it the other way. And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
And Larry Bird winning 3 straight MVP awards from 1983 to 1986.
You know who the last player was to do that?
I know I'm going back to the 60s. Something. You tell me.
Yeah,
I know you know.
Bill Russell. It's Bill Russell, 1960 to 63.
Of course, I'm glad we bring him a personal legend.
Yep. You know, Wilkins gives you a lot of highlights, but this time showing you he can get gritty and get his hands dirty, absorbing the contact and still getting the shot in the air.
Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for the West. Drexler comes in for Lever. Here's the lob to the hoop. And there's a whistle. And that's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
The East leading by 9.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
On the wing, Drexler. They need this. The West again cannot hit.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Good. And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly, with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time, it'll smooth itself out off the ball. You know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
James Worthy's checked in for the West.
And to me, they appear desperate to stop this cold streak right now. So far, nothing is working. And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time. Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer. In LA as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event.
And Isaiah Thomas picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Wilson, he's checked in for Karl Malone.
West All-Star substitution. James
Johnson outside. To the paint. 7-foot shot. The shot will not fall. Jordan with some nice D. And you think about it, Justin Clark, how about about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Thomas, good.
Yeah, and Jordan sees the floor so nicely. I mean, one of his guys has a clean look. He gets the ball to him in whip-like fashion.
Johnson's shot is off. The East leading by 14. Here's Jordan. The East All-Stars check on 2 more. And Jordan Clark within reach of the record.
He's almost there. Keep that pedal to the metal is what I say.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam. And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-hander.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin. And Kareem at 40, still handling his business, getting it done. 15 points a game on 50.
Michael Jordan now with 42 points, Clark. He has tied the record for scoring in an all-star game.
A piece of history. Boy, is he special.
A shot by Johnson, no good.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result. That's a quality shot right there. It just didn't fall for him.
Well, 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. East All-Stars ahead.
The West All-Stars.
Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The Grand Finale.
Make some noise in here,
Of what's been
French toast sticks are back at Jack in the Box. It's like deja vu, because French toast sticks are back.
a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what.
Hey, it's me. Call me when you
That Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
Danny Ainge is checked in for the East. Cheeks checks in for Thomas. They've got Cheeks. Moses Malone out there with Wilkins. And it's Michael Jordan. And it's Ainge in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin, and it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
Isaiah Thomas checked in for Moses Malone. And West also making a switch. Olajuwon's checked in for Donaldson. Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been. Drexler, the rebound by Jordan. Jordan's got 6 rebounds in the game. Cheeks, no good.
Not what we expected at all. He normally has that shot down cold.
The offensive rebound. Olajuwon, good.
Hey, it's inexcusable not putting a body on the king. I mean, you deserve to get cooked when you don't do that.
Right side Lever. Pass to Olajuwon. Back to Lever. Trying to find Drexler. He's got it now. Hammers the alley-oop through. And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athlete.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
It's good. And the East leads by 15.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks. No question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
And Clark, in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. Lever dishes to Olajuwon. That's in there. Lever with the assist. 22 points for Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yep, whenever Olajuwon has the ball now, he wants to take the defense to school, and I like his aggressiveness.
The Grizzlies check in for the East. The East leading by 15. No good on the quick three.
Well, you want an example of a questionable shot? Look no further.
The shot's good from Lever.
And Fat Lever snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guard.
Lever taking his time here. Malone against Thomas. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. The West All-Stars making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
Substitution. Magic Johnson.
Here's Johnson. Shoots over Jordan. Johnson can't hit. Now, here is Jordan. Over Olajuwon. The East All-Stars check on 2 more.
They're doing absolutely everything they can to close the book on this one.
Broke loose. Here's Johnson. Lays it up off the glass. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did, and the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. Johnson, the pass to Lever. Here's Olajuwon. That ball. Great assist by Lever. Lever's got 9 assists now tonight. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. Danny Ainge has developed into an elite marksman.
And Danny Ainge making his All-Star debut in year 7, having the best season of his career. He went from a singles hitter in pro baseball to a long-distance laser in the NBA.
Jordan with the ball. That's Johnson picking him up.
Always looking for an opportunity to serve somebody else up. Cheeks loves dropping dimes.
1:09 left to play here in the 4th. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
I can't say enough about his individual performance. I don't think you can overstate it. I mean, even if the all-around team effort's been lacking, this guy's been on top of things.
Here's Jordan. Rebounded by Malone. Here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the jam.
Well, their play has certainly gone to another level. You just wish they'd made this move sooner.
Here's Jordan. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Jordan's got 51.
Gotta like how Jordan keeps his focus, not allowing the defense to get the better of him deep inside.
Here's English, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Alex English.
The free throw drops for English.
You know, when you think of Alex English, I think about all of the buckets he gave me and everybody else during his time of ravaging defenses. He's a volume shooter and a big-time scorer.
Outside, Drexler. And the Eastern All-Stars, the favorites coming in, but they did not disappoint.
got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
So much scoring in that line of